first off, this is all uncomfortable for me to share.
All of these women.
When I was assaulted, I thought that I was alone. I thought that there was something wrong with me. I thought I had misread things.
Share a common bond.
That I just felt this feeling that I couldn't have been the only one.
They all say they were sexually abused.
I hope that people can put those pieces together for themselves and begin to heal.
And they all accuse former West Linn doctor David Farley of abusing them.
Get him removed from society because you don't need a medical license to abuse people.
In October, the Oregon Medical Board revoked Farley's medical license, citing unprofessional or dishonorable conduct and gross repeated acts of negligence. Farley practiced at West Linn Family Health Center, which he started in 1993. In August, Farley retired. In this letter to patients, he mentioned deep regret, sadness, and a swollen heart, and said his decision to retire was due to multiple personal circumstances.
He was hurting everyone, everyone from small children to much older than me.
Lisa Pratt was Farley's patient for 5 years. She met him through her church community and says that's one way Farley gained trust and groomed his alleged victims. She began asking other women about their experiences with Farley and discovered similar stories. Shortly after, she learned about the medical board's investigation.
As a mother of 3, I just could not rest until something happened. And so I knew I had to speak up, even though this is so hard to do.
Lisa and other women reported Farley to West Linn police. The department says their investigation is active and ongoing, but wouldn't share any specifics about the case. So far, 29 women have united in a civil suit filed against Farley, seeking $290 million in damages.
All of these women had not come forward. Farley would still be out there right now doing the same thing.
Attorneys say they've spoken with nearly 70 alleged victims. They hope others will find the strength to come forward.
Our goals are, first and foremost, to get our clients healing, and secondly, to get him off the street. And if we accomplish that and nothing else, that's a huge win.
Farley's attorney declined to comment on pending litigation. The suit also names West Linn Family Health Center, Legacy Meridian Park Hospital, and Providence Health and Services Oregon. Farley was not employed by the hospitals, but had privileges to care for his patients who were admitted to Providence Willamette Falls Medical Center. Neither hospital would comment on pending litigation. Since retiring, state medical records show Farley moved to St. Anthony, Idaho, near the Utah border. That brings little comfort to these women who want to see Farley brought to justice.
He is a serial predator, and he won't stop until someone stops him.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.